The problem with buying computer products used to be you couldn't find a retail store, or if you could find one, they often didn't have what you were looking for. Well, it's a totally different dilemma today, as computer stores have become supermarkets, and the problem now is how to choose among all the available products. Today, we'll try and help you decide as we bring you a computer consumer's buying guide on this edition of the Computer Chronicles.
Computer Chronicles is made possible in part by Cardinal Technologies, designer and manufacturer of advanced personal computer systems and communications peripherals, including multimedia and graphics products. Cardinal Technologies, where computer products are designed and manufactured in the USA. And by PC Connection and Mac Connection, mail-order software and hardware peripherals for the PC and the Macintosh. And the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy.
Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stewart Cheifet, and with me this week is Paul Schindler. Paul, what I have up here is the video toaster running on an IBM PS2. In fact, it can run under Windows. Most people have heard of the toaster for the Amiga, but now you can actually do the same kinds of video effects on an IBM. What I have here is the interface. This is really the kind of panel you might have in a very expensive television post-production center, a 3D effects, character generator, all kinds of choices over here, all these different digital video effects I can do to go from one video picture to another. For example, I'll show you, I can just pick this sort of tearing paper effect, click on auto, and look at that. That's one of them. I can do any of these things just simply by clicking on here. We'll do a checkerboard effect. Again, going from one video source to another. We can go in here and do, this is a kind of neat one over here. Watch what this looks like. This is just all coming right off a personal computer, not some $1 million machine. A little iris effect over here. Paul, this is revolutionary. As those of us who've worked in television know, I mean, you couldn't have done this stuff before. What does this mean to desktop video?
Well, I see two things that it means, Stuart. First of all, the fact that it's now available under Windows makes that entire vast, rich library of Windows images available in a sort of a television production kind of environment. But more importantly, I see this as doing for home video what desktop publishing did for home manipulation of words. It's going to make it possible to produce professional quality product at home at an at-home price.
And I guess what you can do then with the Windows is pull an image out of a Windows file, play with it on the toaster, and put it back inside a document.
Any paint program, any digital capture program, any scanner, right into the video toaster.
Certainly one of the more interesting products of the past year. Today, Paul and I will be joined by Chronicles regulars Tim Baharin and Jan Lewis to show you a whole bunch of great new computer products. Now, in this Consumer's Guide show, one problem is what to buy, the other problem is where to buy it. One option is the mail-order house.
Shopping through a mail-order house is tempting. You can see nice color pictures of the products in a printed catalog, and if you want to buy something, all you have to do is pick up the phone. But there is a certain fear involved in committing a good chunk of money to some unseen operator somewhere on the other side of the country.
A direct mail customer is really most concerned about, will the company honor the order and take care of that call. Most people do an okay job in delivering products, but they're looking for, from us, fast delivery. They're looking for information, and they want to know that the product's going to be taken care of if anything goes wrong.
That's the other problem. What if something is wrong with the product they send you?
These products are fully backed, so if a person has a problem, without any question, we replace it. In fact, normally we ship a replacement before they return the product.
If you have confidence in the mail-order house and can overcome the fear of doing business through the mail, there can be significant advantages to buying mail order for both the customer and the vendor.
The reason customers come to InMac as opposed to a store is service and the broad selection of products. We offer thousands of items for computer users, and normally we can put those products in front of people faster than anyone else. Through a catalog, we can expose a new product idea to a customer, 1 million impressions within a matter of weeks. We provide a very broad and in-depth array of products which can't be found in a typical store.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Maria Gabriel.
And joining us now, some familiar faces from Computer Chronicles, Jan Lewis, Tim Baharin, and back with us, Paul Schindler. Jan, we're going to start with you. We're talking about Macintosh products, great products of the year. What are you going to start with?
Well, Tristan is a pinball game, and I think it's the best one on the market. I've been following these since they came out because I happen to love them. But if you take a look at this, the physics on this are exactly like a real pinball machine. And you got the flippers, and they're conveniently located on the keyboard. In fact, there's a story that the president of Bally was actually using this game and for a moment forgot that he was not using a real pinball game.
Ooh.
It's really a wonderful one. You also can lock up a ball. You can lock up a couple of balls and actually get a multi-ball lock-up going, which can be really exciting. And this is actually classic games that if you went to the pinball arcade, you can nudge. You do enough of them, you tilt the thing, you lose. But now that one's going to be locked up there for a while. Comes down there. Do a little nudging of it. And it's
pinball.
It's just like
That's
a real
great.
pinball game. The physics are really marvelous on it.
All right, what else, Jan?
Okay, let me quit out of this. And what I'm going to show you is Quicken. Now, you probably have seen the product Quicken,
right.
because
For
it
the
has
PC.
been a PC product. But what happens is they've done it for the Macintosh, and it's actually even better, I think, than the one on the PC, because it does have the Macintosh interface, etc. So you've got your normal things, your checkbooks, your splits on the checkbooks, various types of reports, etc. Different accounts that you can open. I just, for instance, this morning opened a BCCI Visa Gold account with a $2 million credit line. Well, I won't say anything about that.
All right, we have time for one more thing from you, Jan.
One more thing, and this is ironic because a
Let me
couple
get
of
this
years
to
ago I actually showed this as sort of the lead segment, the Digivideo
Yes.
television board that you could
I
put
remember.
into your PC, and that was about a $700 product.
Right.
Well, somebody has bought up that inventory of the company, and they're actually selling the exact same board we showed as a $700 product for something like $89.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it's wonderful. So I have
You have
had
examples to show us here?
yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. Let me just show you some of the stuff that I've taken on my board at home. I have my board at home that's on basically all the time. And I just, the one I happen to have here is just various football pictures I've gotten. I have pictures of the Gulf War, and I have pictures of the Russian coup.
So you take your camcorder, whatever, plug it in.
You can do your camcorder. This is straight off the air. This is cable.
this is straight off TV.
This is my cable. I plug
Wow.
my cable in. And when I'm doing work, I always have CNN or something up in the upper right-hand corner with the sound off. Well, if I want to do work with the sound off.
And you say it's about $89 now.
It's about $89 now,
Paul,
while they last.
Give you
All
back
right.
control.
Thanks very much. I'm going to start with Fractal Design Painter. Now, it's $400 from Fractal Design Corporation in
That's the
Aptos,
packaging,
California.
huh?
This is the packaging. It comes in a paint can. Now, I've seen more expensive Macintosh programs that do this, but I have never seen one at this price range with this range of tools. So you draw with a pencil on here, and then you can take water and create a kind of a water effect if you grab it properly. And when you take the water, you see it smears it. So you've got pencil, eraser, those are standard things. But you've got water, you've got chalk, you've got charcoal, felt pens, crayons, and an airbrush. It is, for the price, it is just absolutely
What is the price, Paul?
fantastic. And the price, again, is $400. And that's going to be a real winner for the Macintosh art-type market.
Okay.
Now, for people who are concerned about their arm strain, big, heavy mouse users, I'm a big, heavy anything user. You put your arm on the rest here and you mouse around on this pad. This is the Mionetics ArmX from Mionetics in Melbourne, Florida. It's just $95. Now, it's not designed to be a carpal tunnel syndrome or a repetitive stress injury. It's just arm strain reduction, and it's fantastic, just for comfort, and you could get tired at the end of the day. Now, the other part of you that can get tired at the end of the day from working on a PC, you know, no heavy lifting, but your eyes can get tired. We know that the PC generation is graying, and I know a lot of people, I don't wear glasses. I have a lot of friends that do, and they sit there all the time, switching back
One set of glasses for
one
this
set of
and
glasses, one set of glasses for this. Now, these are lineless trifocals with a bottom part for reading the desk, a middle part for reading the screen, and a top part for reading your bulletin board or your clock on the wall. And there's no particular price for that, but they're from American Optical in Southbridge, Massachusetts, and it's called the True Vision Technica set of glasses.
Glasses for the computer user.
Glasses for the computer user.
Okay, Tim, you're on.
This is the new PowerBook from Apple, the new notebook computer from them. Model 170 retails for about $45.95. It's actually a very good notebook class machine compatible with all of the Macintosh software that exists out there. It's really designed to be a productivity machine at that price especially.
Well, Tim, I just want to take issue. I think it's really designed to be the world's best Game Boy.
You play games on it.
That's right.
Yes.
Very expensive. But again, it's a good machine. It's a special, good improvement over the 15-pound portable they produced originally. Another product that I've run across is called a Power Bundle. Now this is from T-Maker, and this is an excellent product that has right now Business Expense Report, Address Book Plus, ClickArt faxes, and America Online. It's about a $580 value, but for $249. And basically, they even give you the case. And you open it up.
Which you don't get when you buy the Power
That's
Book
right,
on
and
your own.
all the software is there.
Software and
Excellent product for that price point.
Tim, now what are these dogs barking? These cats meowing over here?
This is a product called SimAnt from Maxis. Now, these are the guys that do Sim Earth and Sim City that so many people get addicted to. It's an excellent product that teaches entomology about ants and how they live and work and play. And what we have here on the screen is one of their goals. Their goals is to get into this house.
So you're an ant?
That's right, I'm an ant. I want to get into the house, and I want to devour it as much as possible. And here is the patch of land that I happen to be living on right now. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be simulating the different places that the ants would live and work and have to actually come together. But their whole view in life is to try to live long enough to get into that house and take it over.
Another great game.
Yes.
All right, I just have a couple of goodies I want to show off. One of them is on my wrist, matter of fact. And this is the new version of the Wrist Mac. I think you may have seen this before. Can we shut up the ants there, Tim?
You got it.
This is a watch, but really it's a sort of a computer that you can simply take this little clip thing on, stick it over here, that's it, plug into your Mac, and you have a little local area network going. You can download. This actually keeps 5 separate file folders in here with all kinds of information. It's really quite terrific. It's about $200. The new version of the Wrist Mac comes bundled with HyperCard 2. It runs under HyperCard. Very simple to use interface. This is kind of neat. I don't know if you've seen this. This is looks like a floppy disk, a piece of software, but in fact, it's a calculator. It's a solar calculator. There's the solar cell, there's the screen, there's the numbers. It's a great little item. It's just sort of fun to carry around and give to people for gifts or whatever. Last thing, this is the weirdest Mac product of the year, a CD-ROM no less called About Cows. And just to read from the back, it contains full-text database about one of nature's most wonderful beasts. It contains color images of various bovine poses. So if you're really into cows, you can get everything you ever wanted to know on a CD-ROM, 600 megabytes of cows. Anyhow, that's it for now. All right, one of the newest ways to shop for computer products is online, using the electronic malls on services like Prodigy and CompuServe. We checked them both out to see the pros and cons of online shopping.
If you're a Prodigy subscriber, you can buy computer products from a long list of vendors. Merchants like Computer Express, Inacomp, Microsoft, Omnitechnics, Sharp, and Xeos. CompuServe also offers an extensive electronic shopping mall with hardware and software products available from companies like Broderbund, Mac Warehouse, Home Tech Depot, Delco Electronics, and Micro Warehouse. Dale Llewellyn is an editor with PC Computing Magazine in Foster City, California. He says he shops online because he can do it from his desk, and it saves him time and money. Dale uses the electronic mall on CompuServe, where you can visit more than 100 different stores. You can search for an item by product type or by store. You actually order the item online by giving your credit card number and delivery information. The computer gives you a confirmation number so you can verify the transaction in case the product doesn't arrive as promised. Llewellyn says online shopping is great if you know what you want, but the lack of good graphics can be a problem.
There are some limitations today in the technology that make it difficult to do electronic and online shopping. One of them is you cannot see the product that you're about to purchase. There really is no good way to see graphical images of the product.
But for off-the-shelf software products like Print Shop or Carmen Sandiego, that's not much of a problem. With these Broderbund products, the vendor gets the order directly from CompuServe. A clerk then turns over the printed order to the shipping department, and you can have the product delivered to your door the next day. From the vendor's point of view, online sales are a natural way to sell computer products.
It's just another form of reaching our customers in another way than through a store location or through the phone or mail.
Online shopping has lots of advantages. You can shop 24 hours a day, and you can comparison shop without driving all around town or walking your feet off. But Dale Llewellyn says online computer shopping is still in the early stages.
I'm sure there's a wide variety of things that vendors have yet to do to attract your attention, and the computer medium is wide open to give us a whole new range of shopping experiences, some good, some bad.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Maria Gabriel.
And we're back again with Jan Lewis and Tim Baharin, Paul Schindler, and we're going to be looking at some of the best computer products of the year for the PC now. And I guess, Paul, we're going to start with you this time.
All right. I really like the Far Side Calendar, $70 from Amaze Inc. in Kirkland, Washington. This is a calendaring program suffused with that Gary Larson, crazy cows, weird evolution. It's got animated Gary Larson cartoons throughout it, and I just highly recommend it.
Runs under Windows.
Runs under Windows, yeah. which makes me really pleased. I also have the wedding planner. This isn't my novelty item for this year. It's $50. I'm already married, but a lot of people aren't. Was written by a husband and wife couple in order to help them do their own wedding.
The divorce planner is coming out next year.
That's $50 from Ninja Software in Calgary, Canada. You're bound to determine not to let me get through this, I know. Now this is the Onyx, and this is a computer. Now I know that's really hard to believe, but this is a full-scale computer. It's a 386SX, and the idea is not portability, because it takes a power supply, but this is a 12-inch diagonal screen, can be hung up on a wall. It only consumes 25 watts. I mean, your standard PC consumes 150 or 200 watts, no fan, totally silent, a mouse, a keyboard, and a screen. It's a 386, it's $1,200. And it is the smallest computer I've ever seen.
Like
I think it's very impressive. A zero-footprint computer. Amazing. And then for those of us who do need portability, I brought the Samsonite DataBag NSX. Can you imagine that? Suitcases now have designations. It's $130. In fact, the Macintosh Portable, among other things, fits in it just fine. Great zipper, pouches for everything you could possibly want, and it's light, compact, and strong, and I highly recommend it for portable users.
Battle of the portable bags there, Tim.
Right.
Okay, your turn. What do you have?
We have a WordStar for Windows. Now this is from a company that we've known for many years, and they were basically on the bleeding edge of technology for a long time. But they're coming back really strong with their first really solid Windows product, which is called WordStar for Windows, and it allows for very strong WYSIWYG editing on of any magnification, built-in grammar checker, rich typography tools, and really a powerful layout. I mean, it'll hold its own against Word.
Yeah, so you got it up on the screen here, huh?
Right. One of the interesting features is that I can actually edit graphics in the word processor. I don't have to go out to the freehand program or whatever I drew it in. I can actually edit it. And as you can see, I have full page control of the object or the graphics itself. And actually, if we had time, we'd go in here and we'd completely redesign this and redraw it if we wanted to.
Inside the word processor.
Inside the word processor. Yeah. Really nice feature.
Okay, what else?
This is $495, and I guess they've got a special. If you send in one of the competitive products, you can get it for $129.
All right, what else?
The other product that I'm really intrigued with is this particular little product, which is the Macronix fax modem. It's a little portable device from Macronix. And I like this because when I go on the road, so often I would like to send a fax. Yeah. And so I will use this as a modem, but I will also use it as a fax. But what's even more fascinating is that I don't take a printer with me on the road. So what I will do is when I'm up in my hotel room, I'll fax the hotel and have them get my printout, and then I'll go downstairs and get it for editing. Exactly. Great little product for $395.
Okay. Jan, before we get to you, a couple weird things I want to talk about. This is a rather extraordinary new program called I Hate Algebra from TeamMaker. It's a different kind of spreadsheet for Windows, and I don't know if you can see this, but instead of having to do formulas, You actually have cells which are operators and cells which are numbers which guide you which cell you want to go to. It's rather fascinating, and it's very, very inexpensive. I think it's $39.95 as an introductory product. Quite unusual. This is Screen Craze. We have a lot of screensavers out there now. This is an animated screensaver that you can edit and actually create cartoons, create characters, and create wallpaper for Windows in the same way. Really quite a product. Lemmings, one of the great games that came out for the Amiga this year. It's finally out for the PC. Lemmings is just one of the most unusual new games I've ever seen. And if you don't have an Amiga, you have a PC, you can now play Lemmings. One of the cleverest new pieces of software I've seen, AutoMap. It's already selling very well. It's basically like having 3 A's in your PC. If you're taking a trip somewhere, you simply say, I want to go from A to B. It tells you what the best route is, how long it'll take, the restaurants along the way, whether there's a pretty countryside stop along the way, and so on. AutoMap, it's more than a road atlas. I mean, it's really a trip planner. Quite extraordinary program. The whole country. The whole country. I mean, it's amazing. 2 other little things I want to show. Everybody's into portable mice these days. This is my favorite. This is called Thumbelina. Right. If you really do portable computing on an airplane and so on, you just hold this little thing in your hand, you move this little trackball. It's the smallest thing to carry around. You keep it in your jacket pocket. You always have it with you. You don't have to clip it on. It's not bulky. It's just a gorgeous little thing. The Thumbelina is from a company called Appoint. Last but not least, this is one of the cleverest little palm-top computer organizer things I've ever seen. Let me turn it on for you here a second and just find what I did. Okay, I just entered that. I didn't want to waste time here on the show using these 5 keys over here. That's how you enter. This is called chord writing. And the problem with all these little things is the tiny keys down. You can't really, you can actually type about 45 words a minute. I mean, very quickly. And of course, you never have to move your fingers, and it's very easy to learn. I thought it was very difficult to learn. It's quite easy to learn. You can actually download through this into your PC. It matches up with the information managers like Ascend and so on. Comes with 128K, made by an English company called MicroWriter. It's an incredible little toy. And I'm going to turn to you, John.
A few good things. If you have Windows and you don't have Norton Desktop for Windows, you really need it. It's what Windows should be. It lets you integrate File Manager, Program Manager, lets you copy and drag things into trash cans, shredders, all that kind of stuff. It's really, really neat. If you don't want to go to Windows and you want to stay with DOS, way you work eliminates a lot of the problems with DOS.
DOS really should have been.
Exactly.
Longer file names?
Longer file names, title bars, menu bars, more descriptive file names, a lot of things that DOS really should have been.
I want to get to see this.
But my favorite is the Photo Man from Logitech. This is a camera, believe it or not. It's a full digital camera. It holds a roll of 32 digital film clips in here. Ergonomically wonderful. Your thumb goes here. It's really, really easy to do this and press the button and stuff like that. When you have your pictures, all 32 or any portion of it, you simply put it into this base stand. This base stand now downloads the entire roll of film into your computer.
Roll of film, essentially.
I've basically done this, and you have the whole roll basically that I shot. And what you do is you save the ones you want to save and then clear it out and start taking more pictures. Now, it so happens that I saved what I thought was one of the good pictures. A good picture because it has Stewart and 3 computers. But the point is, you can do things such as zooming in, zooming out, zooming in closer, and things of that nature.
Now, can you paste these into other files?
You can do anything you want with them. You can, first of all, modify them in the PhotoTouch software that comes with it, such as, just to give you an example, I'm going to do something called Equalize. Well, we've already done that.
We cleaned it up.
But you can see things like you can darken, you can lighten, you can rotate, you can transform. You can bring it into any word processor. Just put it in the middle of your letter, your documentation, whatever.
You finally have a digital camera for
and it weighs nothing almost.
What's it cost?
The cost on this is $7.99 for the whole thing, the software, the hardware, the connectors, everything.
And it runs under Windows.
That was a lot of fun, you guys. That is our Computer Consumers Buying Guide. Stay tuned now for this week's computer news on Random Access.
In the Random Access file this week, Apple has unveiled its Newton Personal Digital Assistant. Apple Chief John Sculley demoed a prototype of Newton at the Consumer Electronics Show in Chicago. The unit is about 7.5 by 3.5 inches and weighs less than a pound. It features a 3 by 6 inch screen and has no keyboard, only pen input. It uses a 32-bit RISC processor, which means Newton has more processing power than a Mac 2FX. Newton also uses a new operating system called Newt OS. Apple says Newton will come out sometime in 1993 and will be priced under $1,000. And not to be outdone by the Apple-Sharp relationship on Newton, Tandy has announced a strategic partnership with Casio to develop its own personal information device. The Tandy Casio unit will use a new operating system from GeoWorks. Tandy has also announced 2 new 486 notebooks, both weighing under 6 pounds. TI is offering 3 new 486 notebooks with prices beginning at $31.99. And Xeos has announced a new color notebook, 25 MHz 386 with passive matrix VGA display for $32.95. Microsoft has started shipping Excel 4.0 for the Macintosh. Upgrade price is $99. Best-selling Mac software for the week includes the Norton Utilities in the #1 spot, with the new Excel already in the top 3. Not much change in the rest of this week's top 10. No, this is not a UFO. It's the newest, tiniest transistor from IBM, magnified about 200,000 times. Big Blue says the new transistor is 1/75,000th the width of a human hair. IBM plans to build a new memory chip containing 4 billion of these transistors. That will mean a memory chip with a 4 GB capacity. Have you seen this ad? Yes, Sitka is giving away a 2-node version of its 10net peer-to-peer network software for Windows and DOS. To get the free network software, you have to prove ownership of 2 network interface cards. Sitka is gambling that you'll like 10net so much, you'll come back to buy its network expander packs. The 10net starter pack usually retails for $199. The free giveaway offer is good until September 30th. That's it for this week's Computer Chronicles. I'm Janelle Stelson.
Computer Chronicles has been made possible in part by Cardinal Technologies, makers of the PC-10 personal computer, IBM compatibility, and a small footprint integrated unit. Cardinal Technologies, computers designed and manufactured in the USA. And by PC Connection and Mac Connection, mail order software and hardware peripherals for the PC and the Macintosh. And the Software Publishers Association, providers of educational materials to help manage software. Don't copy that floppy.
Video cassette copies of this program are available. Computer Chronicles also publishes a companion newsletter containing details on products demonstrated, plus background information on program topics. To order a video cassette or a subscription to the newsletter, call 1-800-366-9484 or write Computer Chronicles. Please specify program subject for tapes. All orders include a free software program for auditing software use.